And we are live. I am Phoenix on Purpose, and this is Purpose Not Permission. If you're new here, welcome and thank you for watching. If you aren't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you're aware every time I go live. If you're watching the visual replay on YouTube, please do leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this topic. And if you're listening to the audio version only on my podcast, please download all episodes and give it a 5-star rating. So tonight's topic, male identified women are dangerous. And I should have written male identified women are extremely dangerous. I am going to provide a short disclaimer before I get into the meat and potatoes of this video. This video is going to be highly triggering for some, very informative for others. Please be respectful if you are leaving a comment on the topic, and please listen very closely and very carefully to the words that I have to say as I unpack this topic. Please do not make any assumptions or draw any conclusions. The words that I speak are always to be helpful to someone else and to speak life into the real life situations that a lot of people face, namingly myself, because I'm speaking in a lot of instances from a personal opinion based space of having had these personal experiences in life. Okay. And again, I do a ton of research. I have spent way more, far beyond my 10,000 hours in the personal development space of actually placing myself in multiple environments, doing what I call social experiments. I have literally walked earth, placing myself in environments, conducting social experiments to see how human beings are and how human beings act, and bouncing those experiences off of previous real life experiences that I've had in the world that I did not understand and could not quite unpack. So, again, this is a disclaimer. If you are someone who is highly triggered by the topic of male identified women, I would ask that you not continue with the commentary of this video. Please skip it. This one will not be for you. If you are a woman who has experienced any sort of SA or DV, please, these topics again are going to be triggering. I'm going to tiptoe as lightly as I can, but this may be a very triggering topic for you. So proceed with caution. All right, so let's get into the topic. Male identified women. Let me break that down. Let me break down what I mean. And this is not a made up word. This is not a made up term. This is not a internet term, although there are many channels on the internet who do discuss this particular topic. But this is a real life issue. This is a real life circumstance. It is a real life cancer to other women. Male identified women, thanks for joining, love. Okay. Male identified women are usually women who are extremely masculine in their energy, masculine presenting. They walk the world as a masculine woman. Usually they wear the pants in their relationships. They do all the heavy lifting and hard work in their relationships. They attract feminine men to them. So they don't get special treatment or special favor in life. Usually, male identified women are usually women who will side with an abuser. Male identified women are the types of women who will see a video of a helpless, frail woman being assaulted and will make every excuse under the sun for the behavior, pray for the person who is doing the assaulting, the male, send up every prayer, send up every grace, or offer every level of favor toward the man, and won't say a word about the woman or women or people. multitudes of people who have been taken advantage of or abused by that same individual, they will side with that individual no matter what. Usually that male, again, male identified women. Usually, although they are a woman, they generally do not like other women. They most certainly have a special, deep seated undertone and underlying hatred for feminine women. These are some of the reasons, these are a lot of their characteristics, and this describes some, not all. Nothing is ever a 100% rule. There are some exceptions. There are few exceptions, but usually, this generally, in my opinion, from what I have seen, what I have experienced, what I have witnessed, is the general rule of thumb across the board. Male identified women, usually, generally, in their entire dating history, in their past, in their present, with any man that they've ever dated or experienced in life, has not had favorable experiences from men. Generally, male identified women receive poor treatment from men, again, because they act like men. Their energy is manly. They wear the pants with everything. They do all the hard work, heavy lifting. So a woman like that can only attract a feminine presenting man. So you have a role reversal relationship where sometimes the man may be the housewife, literally, and the woman is the one out working, paying all the bills in the house, taking care of all of the household responsibilities. And this man is negligent and irresponsible, basically a grown boy. Male identified women get ignored and overlooked by men in society. If they go out to dinner, usually their tabs aren't paid for. They don't get offers to have things handed to them. Usually, male identified women, their energy and how they project themselves to the world, they're so male identified because they are so void of male attention. Maybe, their fathers mistreated them. Maybe they were abused growing up. Maybe they were ignored. Maybe they were overlooked. Maybe they saw other women gaining favor in life, or, they weren't the favorite. Maybe they were someone who has a sister or a female relative, another woman relative, a cousin or whomever who received great treatment in their relationships, but they did not. So they had to sit back and watch that treatment being received, that favorable treatment. They had to sit back and watch their family member or their quote unquote so-called friends, their feminine women friends, receive great treatment, receive gifts, outings, dates, trips, vacations, time with the family of their male counterpart, whereas that masculine presenting masculine energy male identified woman was getting beat on, or was not receiving anything, or was clamoring and begging for love, affection, and attention from whatever man she chose to entertain, but she wasn't getting the treatment or favor or love or whatever it is that she felt was missing from her life. So while she's sitting back watching that feminine woman receive everything that she actually was yearning for, she wasn't getting it. So this is a woman who has deep rooted, deep wounds and deep voids. These are the most dangerous women for feminine women to spend any time around or be around. Male identified women are, there is no excuse for abuse, none whatsoever. No one should be violated. No one should be subjected to any sort of physical violence, emotional, mental, spiritual, in any way, shape, or form, verbal. No abuse is warranted in any relationship at any given time, ever, with anyone. That's male or female. No one should be placing their hands on anyone. No one should be using obscenities and cuss words toward anyone. A big, fully grown adults should be able to communicate with one another in a healthy way and have healthy dialogue. That is how healthy relationships operate. Usually, with male identified women, that those relationship dynamics are usually very volatile. The ones that they have, the ones that they keep, the ones that they have around them, and again, they will make every excuse for a male who is an abuser. They do not understand the order of things: God, man, woman, child. Um, that the generally in traditional situations, women who are feminine and who want traditional dynamics, they frown upon it. They feel like women don't deserve anything unless they kill themselves working to get it. That's a male identified woman. Feminine men feel the same way also. So it really is one and the same. Usually, again, male identified women, masculine energy women, and feminine men go hand in hand. They usually hang out together. They're normally friends. Men who are masculine in energy, men who are masculine presenting, men who are leaders, strong leaders, again, walking in their masculinity, who understand the order: God, man, woman, child, who understand a healthy household, a healthy traditional household where the man is the lead, right? Those masculine men understand their role, they understand their purpose, and they are looking for and attracted to feminine women, right? So, male identified women, women walking in masculine energy, women who are very off putting to masculine attention, and masculine men who are leaders are usually very sour about seeing those dynamics. We see it all over the internet. I will not name particular scenarios or situations, but they are all over the internet. Again, modern society hasn't changed anything about human nature and the way that humans operate. Human beings, we are animals, we are spirit animals. We're all spirit occupying human shells. Modern times have not changed our chemistry or wiring. Modern ways have not changed anything about our chemistry or wiring. Um, Modern households, people make decisions that work best for them in their lives. I have nothing against or nothing to say about that. Yes, I have seen where some role reversal relationships have worked out. Very few work though. And the man who will reluctantly sit back and allow his masculine energy, masculine presenting, male identified woman to lead the household is usually very, very um, defeated in his energy. He's usually very what is the word that I'm looking for? He's emasculated. He may allow it for a while, it may work for a while, but it does not work long term. Eventually that relationship dynamic um doesn't end. Usually that relationship dynamic ends and it does not end well. We have seen it all over the internet. There are countless examples. There are examples that are happening now. Again, I will not name any particular names because I don't want to create a messy channel of gossip and slander, but we have seen it everywhere. Um, yeah, male identified women. Um, they are very hmm, I want to be clear. There are ladies in this world, feminine ladies, who walk the world, and usually feminine women really were not loud and boisterous and very pushy and haughty about ourselves or our stories. And a lot of times our voices are snuffed out because we do live in a patriarchal society. We live in a man's world, and oftentimes, if you just look across the board, the women who wind up in leadership positions in a man's world are masculine women. Masculine energy is doing. feminine energy is receiving. Feminine energy is being fluid, going with the flow, really walking the world as a receiver, right? That's feminine energy. It's flow energy. It is, it's not stuck stagnant energy. It isn't go 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 hustler energy. That's masculine energy, right? So a lot of masculine leading, masculine presenting women also are neck and neck with masculine men in society, leading society. That's why we see more of it in society. That is a very dominant energy and frequency. And again, the two cancel each other out, masculine energy women and masculine leading men. Um, when that situation came up with, I want to touch on this and talk about this topic in a very roundabout way because it sent me in a spiral and I had some very particular feelings. It was a very highly triggering situation for me to see play out in pop culture. It brought up some very frightening imagery in my own mind of some things that I experienced very early on, many years ago, in a volatile and toxic relationship that I was in. I had one, and I only needed one volatile and toxic relationship. I was very naive at the time. I did not understand. Um, I thought that it was my fault. I internalized a lot of things. I wrote about it briefly in my book. It's something that I don't talk about publicly at all. I talk about it and I discuss it in the privacy of my therapist's office where my true feelings and emotions are validated and they are safe. My story is validated and it is safe. My energy is protected and it's safe. Speaking about the fullness of that relationship, in the privacy of my therapist's office, who is legally bound to not repeat anything that I say. So in this instance, I will only say a very small number of things. And I relate a lot of what I went through to the huge pop culture situation where the young lady was literally being pummeled and stomped and having objects thrown at her and being yelled at and kicked and beat and dragged. That was very triggering for me. Um, I actually pulled up the court documents and read them, and I cried probably for a month straight. That was very triggering for me. I do not play any games when it comes to abuse or abusive men. I do not play any games if I find out a woman that I am in company with makes excuses for abuse or abusive men. I do not give any grace to a man who knows that he is abusive, but who is so mentally sick and psychologically damaged that he knows many years ago he did all these horrific things and probably still has continued to do all these horrific things. You know that those things have been recorded. You know that you tried to cover it up. You know that you paid people off. You know very well who you are, but you are so sick and psychologically damaged that you look for more and more and more supply. You look for more and more and more naive, immature, and innocent victims to abuse. You look for more and more and more and younger and younger and younger, inexperienced women to take advantage of. I make no excuses for that behavior. That is a level of psychology. That is a level of psychopathy. That is a level of a psychopath who belongs in a mental hospital to have his brain examined. There is no cure for that type of behavior. That is a very specific person, a very specific type of person, and women who side with that behavior, make excuses, oh, we're just going to pray it away, we're going to pray for him, there is no coming back from the mental anguish and distress that you cause someone just because you want to cause it to someone because you are power drunk. There is no excuse. There is no excuse for a woman who, especially a seasoned woman, who has had her own personal life experiences, who does not understand that that is a mental illness. There is no cure for that, none whatsoever. There's no cure for that. That is a very specific behavioral pattern. And if it has happened over and over and over and over and over and over again repeatedly, that behavior isn't going to change. Now, again, this situation I think is layered. I think there are a lot of layers with this situation. I think there are tons of other people who are involved. Maybe he's the fall guy. I don't know. However, I will say that his pattern of behavior is very specific. Women who side and make excuses, again, victim blame. Men who side, make excuses, victim blame, right? Not to be trusted, not to be around, extremely dangerous. Those are the types of men who probably aren't good fathers. Those are the types of men who probably are also abusers. Those are the types of men who will overlook that behavior. And if there's a money grab or an opportunity to be had with that person, they will join forces and lock arms with that person, right? Those people are extremely dangerous. Male identified women do not like feminine women because, again, for a multitude of reasons, there are a multitude of characteristics. Some of these characteristics apply, some don't, right? Across the board, the characteristics generally show up over and over and over again. And you can always spot a woman who is male identified by the things that she says, by the way that she presents herself to the world, by the company that she keeps, by the treatment that she gets from men and other women. She usually has no female friendships, no women around her, or never had any women around her. Will call a woman a B word in a heartbeat. She usually loves other company with other masculine presenting women. She most certainly, in her own company, if she has a feminine woman around her, she will usually bully her, make snide remarks, make snide comments, be in competition, silent competition with her, trying to one up her or upstage her because she feels inadequate. There are many, many telltale signs, but the number one is you side with abusers. You make excuses for abusive behavior. You tolerate abusive behavior. You wear the pants in your relationship, and your feminine presenting man that you are with does not treat you well, and you're okay with it because you just want male identified women usually don't get what it is that they want out of men or from men or the man that they would really want. So they accept what they get. And the treatment and the behavior is generally very poor. I've seen examples of it in my own family dynamic. I see examples of it again all over the internet. I see examples of it in real life. Ladies, run. If you are in the company of a male identified woman or a feminine presenting man who really doesn't like feminine energy women, no one deserves abuse. No one deserves to be disrespected. No one deserves to be called out of their name. No one deserves to be bullied, especially not as fully grown adults, especially not if people are not active or actively a part of your life, especially if there's a lot of bullying on this internet. People that I don't know. There's a lot of bullying on this internet, a lot of snide remarks and comments that are said. Again, feminine men and masculine women usually don't like soft-spoken feminine women. We become a target for bullying, projection. We become an object that people want to use. Especially if you have certain talents or gifts, people want to platform and use your talents and gifts. They really are not at all interested in who you are or interested in giving you any grace. They want to use you for their own purpose. Those are the types of people that you steer clear of, that you stay far away from. Yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this topic. Love, travel, and manifest. Live your life for purpose without asking anyone else for permission. And in case no one told you today, I love you. I'll check in with you soon. Thank you for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications, and I'll catch you in the next video.